and welcome to another broadcast of the Reaper Speedlab Truck Series. Here we are at Worldwide Technology Raceway. I am Kyle Lawrence, joined by Jeff Johnson in the booth. How we doing, Jeff? Well, Jeff gets set up for a second, watching these drivers pull up onto the grid here for the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200 here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Race number 14 of the Reaper Speedlab Truck Series. It's going to be a fun one, 160 laps around this fairly odd raceway here in Missouri. I think we might have Jeff set up now. Jeff, how we doing? Jeff seems like he's still trying to set up over there. We're going to start pacing around this track momentarily here at Worldwide Technology. On the pole, looking like we have Christopher Hill. Another good qualifying run from him. On the outside of him, we're going to have Dalton Collins. Some good qualifying laps from some lesser-known drivers here in the Reaper Speedlab Truck Series. James Shanewolf starting in the third spot here tonight. A good qualifying effort from him. We see Wesley Jennett back there in row number 3. A good qualifying effort there. 18-car field for tonight's race here at Worldwide Technology. And there goes the pace truck beginning to pace around this racetrack here. Some non-comers here tonight, some drivers at the top of the point standings here tonight. Looks like Boyd Hogan not in the field here tonight. Looks like Christopher Pfeffer not in the field here tonight as well. That looks good for someone like Christopher Hill because TJ Crampton isn't in the field as well here tonight. So the top 3 in points coming into tonight's race are not in the field here. Christopher Hill starting on the pole here at Gateway. Going to get the green flag this time by here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. They come through turns 3 and 4. Going to take the green flag for 160 laps here around Worldwide Technology. Here comes the pace truck down pit road, and the green flag is going to be waving for that number 99 of Christopher Hill, with Kyle Myers actually on his outside. I'm not sure what happened to Dalton Collins. It disappeared on that pace lap. Good start from Hill. Getting into turns 1 and 2. He's going to be able to clear Myers easily. And the battle is now on for the third spot. Hassler almost gets into the wall. Almost comes down into Shanewolf. Keeps it off of him and stays on the outside. Hassler will clear the 72 going down into turns 3 and 4. Number 74. And then it looks like Daniel Simmons back there trying to make a move as well, as Channing Ballou is going to clear the 74 of Jennett going into turns 1 and 2 possibly. They're going to cross it over here. Here comes Ballou to the inside. Not really missing anything up at the front at the moment, as Hill's trying to gap the field, but Myers isn't letting him right now. The battles continue on right back there as Simmons almost gets into the wall. But there you see Myers in there in the second spot. Hill has not been able to lose the number 81 of Myers yet, but both of these drivers have pulled away a decent amount from Hassler on back. Single filing out through the field at the moment. The top 4 are finding a good amount of separation at this point, all the way back to 5th. Channing Ballou is already almost 2.5 seconds back of race leader Christopher Hill here on lap number 4. Driver that's been on the move early has been the number 28 of Tanner Love. He's already moved from the 13th spot to 8th in these first couple of laps, trying to make up for a fairly poor qualifying effort for that number 28 car. Usually one of the quicker drivers in qualifying, was one of the quicker guys in practice. The number 28 machine, Tanner Love, making up spots here quickly, as now he's putting pressure on the number 74. Not quite close enough to make the move there in turns 1 and 2. So we might have a battle on for the 3rd spot here. Here comes Shane Wolf approaching Hassler to the inside. Had a great run off the corner. Here he comes to the inside of the number 25 of Hassler. He's going to slide up the track a little bit to be able to keep it down. Can he get the run off? Hassler tries to squeeze him off the corner. That's going to hurt the run off the corner for Shane Wolf. They're going to be dead even coming across the line. The outside has a huge advantage there in 1 and 2, but the 72 right there of Shane Wolf going to back off, try to get the run off the corner. Hassler saw that, cut down to the inside and hurt the momentum on the 72 machine. Shane Wolf looking how to approach this next. As this is going on, the number 9 of Baloo is catching both of these drivers right now. Hassler slides it into the corner a little bit there. Both him and the 72 Shane Wolf are pretty slow in that corner. Here comes the number 9 of Channing Ballou. Not missing anything at the front once again. Myers hasn't lost that gap at all to the number 99 of Hill. Here comes Shane Wolf to the inside. He's going to make that move, or at least try to. It's just hard to really stick to the bottom there in 1 and 2. It's a little easier to make that move in 3 and 4. Shane Wolf smacks the wall off 2. The number 9 will go to the inside. An easy pass for him. We'll have to see how that damage affects that number 72 machine's speed, as he's going to slide it a little bit into 3 and 4. A lot of damage to that right side. You saw it right there. Very big hit for Shane Wolf, who had very good pace here early on. He's going to probably be hoping for a caution so he can get some repairs on that damage to the right side. As he's sideways off turn 2. Daniel Simmons now approaching the number 72 here. And here comes Tanner Love as well. Love looking to maybe get 2 more spots right here. Simmons trying to stick it to the inside. Shane Wolf on the outside here. Simmons sticking it on the inside still in 1 and 2. Very impressive move right there from Simmons. Able to make it stick. As Shane Wolf once again very loose off turn 2. Hurts all his momentum, and Simmons might be able to clear him going into turns 3 and 4 here. Love sees this, and he's going to send it into 3 and 4 as well. Simmons clears Shane Wolf. Can Tanner Love clear Shane Wolf as well in 3 and 4? Get himself up to the 6th spot. He will. Looks like the battle might be on now for the 3rd spot once again. But this time with Channing Ballou going to pass Hassler. Hassler gets sideways off the corner. He's going to fall back to the 4th spot. Some good battles going on here tonight already. Only 11 laps in here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Daniel Simmons lost the spot to Tanner Love. Tanner Love is just flying right now on the racetrack. compared to a lot of these drivers. Hassler has quite fallen off in pace. That last time by ran a 35.6 compared to Tanner Love's 34.9. Love was the quickest on the racetrack that last time by. This time at the line, Love and Hill pretty much ran almost identical lap times, very close in lap times there. But Hassler really falling off in pace is now, here comes Love to the inside of Hassler. Hassler going to get a run off the corner, going to make it 3 wide there for a second there with Anderson on the high side. Hassler tries to shut the door in 3 and 4. Love continues to put the pressure on the 25. He's going to get a great run off the corner. Tanner Love, he's going to try to make this move into turns 1 and 2 here. Well, very close racing there in the center of the corner. Love might be able to get the run off as the caution's out. It looks like it's the 47 of Robert Anderson that went around here in turns 1 and 2. Possible contact from Braxton DeWeese, it might have looked like, driver of the number 8 machine. That is the first caution of the race here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Trying to give you a replay there on that incident there in turns 1 and 2. Robert Anderson going around. You see Anderson way out the way, and then cuts down a little bit, and DeWeese sends it into the corner, and just both of them kind of going for the same spot on the track there for a second. I don't think either of them got really very much damage at all. Anderson spins it back around and keeps on going. Here we are going to get the onboard here of the number 8 machine. And you see it there. Anderson just kind of comes down right there, and Braxton kind of sends it into the corner a little bit there, not expecting Anderson to come down. First caution of the race here, 160 laps here at Worldwide Technology Raceway for the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200. Hill still out in front here at Gateway. See if the lights are going to go out on the pace car this time around here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Kyle Myers running a good race so far. I'm wondering how these drivers' tires are doing here this early on in the run. I don't think I saw anybody come on and take tires, except for it looks like Corey Hassler actually came down and took tires there. Lights stay on the pace car here. 2 more laps to go until we get the green here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. While I have a moment, this race is called the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200. This race is dedicated in her memory. Tammy Mathis, of course, was diagnosed with cancer in the year 2012. And unfortunately, she succumbed to her affliction in November of 2016. But Tammy Mathis was a racer in her own sense. In her youth, she grew a passion for fast cars, motorcycles, owning a Mustang for a period of time in the 1970s, and then moving to California. Then she later moved back to her home in St. Louis, Missouri, and married her second husband, Chuck Mathis, a longtime amateur road racer on both 2 and 4 wheels, and grew to be a big part of racing. Among her first races, she stood in the pouring rain in Atlanta, Georgia, watching him compete, loved every second of it, loving the fulfillment of supporting her husband by making food for the team, helping get fuel, cleaning off tires, while being a pillar of strength within the team. This race here is in her honor, in memory of a true racer, Tammy Mathis. Have a moment of silence here before we get the green flag. Pace truck pulls off, and we're going to go green flag racing once again. A good restart from the number 99 of Christopher Hill. Going to cut up in front of Myers. Tanner Love in the third spot now. A good restart from him, getting in front of Blue. Let's see what Tanner Love can do. He had a lot of speed before that caution flag. Now that he's up here with Myers and Hill, could he make something happen here? These drivers single filed out fairly quickly. Not too surprising because a lot of these drivers have their tires are pretty worn out at this point already at a track like Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's really hard to just do side-by-side racing. You lose so much speed. It's better to just get into line and maybe try to make a move in one or two turns. There you see the number 9 machine, Channing Blue. He's fallen back a little bit from Tanner Love, but keeping him in his sights as the top 3 are trying to gap the field right here. They've shown a lot of speed early, these 3 drivers here from Legacy Esports. Hill looking for another win on the season. Same thing with Myers. Tanner Love looking to get to victory lane as well here tonight at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Can he find victory lane? He's one of the few drivers, if not the only driver. I'll have to check my stats here in a moment, but I think he is the only Legacy Esports driver without a win on the season. Has ran very strong all season long. Comes into this race just outside of the playoffs with his teammate Kyle Myers, driver with number 81, right in front of him. Can he get to victory lane here tonight? He's probably shown the most speed here early, driving through the field very early. Already on lap number 23, he's drove himself up from 13th to 3rd. Is now behind his 2 teammates. What can he do with that? These 3 continue to try to pull away. The number 9 kind of on his own island in the middle of the 28 and the number 46 of Daniel Simmons. And Christopher Hill is beginning to gap Myers a little bit, a little over a half-second lead for the number 99 machine of Christopher Hill. Looking for his 3rd win on the season here tonight. Of course, Hill was almost able to get his 3rd win last week, coming 1 spot short, finishing in the 2nd spot last week at Charlotte Motor Speedway behind Agnell Phillip. There you see Hill has led the whole race so far, the driver of the number 99 machine. He continues to pull away from Myers just a little bit at a time, almost a 7/10 advantage now over his teammate, the driver of the number 81. Braxton DeWeese has been making up some spots lately. He's moved himself up to the 6th position. Moved up a couple of spots since the restart back there. And it's a little more racy back here. DeWeese trying to gap these drivers as Shane Wolf continues to fall back. He's back into the 7th position. He's been losing spot after spot since hitting the wall. Here comes the 74 of Jennett and the number 48 of Jamie Knopf. He's done a really good job of this season of just getting through most of the race and then begins to find some speed near the end of the race. Driver that number 48 machine. And that's why he comes into this race 5th in the point standings. A very good season so far for that 48 machine, looking to make the playoffs for LA Motorsports. Now that 48 is just kind of hanging out, it looks like, back there in that 9th position, driver of Jamie Knopf. As Jennett is putting the pressure on the 72 of Shane Wolf the last few laps. Not quite able to get next to the 72 machine quite yet. Right there, though, the 72 slid up a little bit in that corner, continues to slide up, gets the run off the corner, though. Good run for the 72 of Shane Wolf. Jennett is committed to that inside, though, and will send it in turns 1 and 2. Slides up the track, almost makes contact, and Jamie Knopf, the driver I was just talking about, might make it a 2-for-1 special on the inside. Not quite able to clear the 74 of Jennett, trying to get in front of the 72 of Shane Wolf. He will clear the 72. Now goes after the 74. Good racing back here, not missing anything at the front. The top 4 have stayed the same as the 48 of Knopf, trying to get to the high side of Jennett. Not quite able to make it happen that time by. Lost a lot of time off the corner. 48 has to reassess and attack that number 74 machine to get back into, to try to get back into that 7th position. Braxton DeWeese has checked out from these drivers in the 6th spot. He's beginning to catch up to Daniel Simmons. Right now, a little over a second behind Simmons, but has been just chomping at that gap lap after lap as he continues to pull away in that number 8 machine. That last time by was actually a little over a half a second quicker than the 46 of Simmons. Braxton looked like he might have taken care of his tires at the beginning of that run. We'll have to see what he can continue to do throughout this run. We do get the stage break here in a few laps, though. Looks like he might try to get to Simmons right before that stage break and get some points. Knopf has not been able to catch back up to Jennett ever since making that move to the high side. Has kind of stayed around 3 or 4 truck lengths back of that 74 machine. A little less than a half second behind. Shane Wolf has continued to fall back a little bit. And Waldrop has moved himself up into the 10th spot recently. Having a good run there, the number 7 of Chuck Waldrop. Hill continues to pull away just a little bit. He's almost 0.8 of a second at this point in front of Myers. Myers is around the same distance in front of Love. Channing Ballou still kind of on an island there in the 4th spot. Around 2 seconds between himself and Simmons and himself and Love. Only battle is possibly on the track at the moment are Knopf not too far behind Jenna, and Deweese continues to catch up to Simmons, but I don't know if he'll have enough time before the stage break to catch up to Simmons for that 5th spot as they get past the number 47 of Robert Anderson there. That time by, we're going to check the speeds this time by at the line. And that time by, it looked like Christopher Hill putting down the quickest lap at a 35.42. And the slowest out of the top 10 looked to be James Shanewolf at a 36 flat. But a note there, just with the times, Braxton Deweese was able to catch up 2/10 up to Daniel Simmons that last time by. Does he have enough time to get into that 5th spot here at the end of the stage break? As Nov continues to put pressure on Jennett. Right there at this point, the closest he's been in the last few laps. And there's the closed pit lane right there. No drivers coming down pit lane right there. Knopf continues to pressure the 74. Can he take that spot? Not quite close enough to make a move, but Jennett knows he's there. They're on lap number 36 now, and there's the caution. Not quite close enough to make the move, and there's the caution flag for the stage break. Christopher Hill coming out on top. Now I'm actually expecting some tires here. Let's see what these drivers can do on fresh Goodyears. So I expect everybody to come down pit lane, get a full tank of fuel and 4 fresh Goodyears. Wondering if anybody has anything for this number 99 machine at the moment. Myers and Love have stuck with them pretty much that whole second half of that run there, and Myers has been there the whole race, within around a half second almost the whole time. We'll have to see what they can do on the fresh Goodyears as they're going to come down pit lane for the first time here on lap number 37. To watch pit lane here, see if anybody maybe gets any penalties or overshoots their box. We've seen it happen multiple times this season with drivers overshooting their box on pit lane on these crucial pit stops. Love looked like he got into his box okay. Same thing with Myers, and Hill overshot his box a little bit. Oh man. Myers might get out of pit lane here first. We'll have to see what happens. Here comes Myers, and Kyle Myers will take the lead off pit lane. Oh, this is huge here. Christopher Hill, who's dominated the whole first portion of this race, has led every lap so far, has now lost the lead on pit lane to the number 81 of Myers. Tanner Love stays in the 3rd spot. Channing in the number 9 stays in 4th. And Simmons as well stays in 5th. The drivers are going to line back up here behind the pace truck. Myers leading him down to the pace truck, who's just now passing the start-finish line. Good race so far for these legacy esports drivers. Myers, Hill, and Love been running 1, 2, 3 for a good amount of the race so far. But when Love got there, he kind of used up his tires a little bit driving through the field. So I'm interested to see, now that he's on equal tires with Hill and Myers, what he's able to do. Is he willing to be a little more aggressive, knowing these drivers have victories and that Love is trying to get into the playoffs? See if the lights on the pace truck go out this time by. Robert Anderson was able to get a lap back, being the lucky dog underneath this caution for the stage break. Now he's only one lap down in that number 47 machine. Like Shane Wolf got his repairs in the number 72 machine, as he was in the top 10 when the caution came out for the stage break. He will be restarting at the back of the pack in 15th out of 16 drivers, only driver behind him being the number 47 of Anderson. I have to see if that can maybe improve his speed a little bit, because Shane Wolf seemed like he maybe was one of the quickest drivers at the beginning of this race. Got into the wall, and it seemed like it affected his speed a decent amount, and possibly his handling. So he seemed to have been getting a little loose at that point forward. Half a lap until the green flag is back out. Driver's using the extra portion of the back stretch right there. Pace truck going to pull down pit road once again here after caution number 2 after the stage break. Kyle Myers is going to lead him to the green flag in the number 81 machine on the inside, with Christopher Hill on his outside. Tanner Love right behind him in the 3rd spot. Green flag is out for Myers. A good start from the 81. See if Hill maybe drops down in front of his teammate in the number 28. He will. 1, 2, 3 right there. Channing and the number 9 maybe trying to make something happen as Braxton DeWeese takes over the 5th spot from Daniel Simmons on that restart. And the battling is back there. It looks like Jamie Knopf on the high side with Wesley Jennett on the inside. Here comes Corey Hassler in the number 25 machine. Some good racing back here. A little farther back as well. Looks like Rick Webb and Troy Hutchison are battling back there as well. Some good battles as Matt Knight looked like he slid up the racetrack just a little bit in the 33 machine. Gets a little loose. Robert Shin on his outside. Matt Knight's going to get past both him and Hutchison in the number 18 though. A good run off the corners. Hutchison gets a bump from the 73. Hutchison goes sideways, makes a phenomenal save. They will continue green flag racing for now. A great save from the number 18 machine of Hutchison. As the front 4 is trying to pull away at the moment here at the front of the field, Myers, Hill, Love, Blue are beginning to pull away from the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese. And Braxton's beginning to pull away from the number 46 of Daniel Simmons. Some good racing here in the first couple of laps of this run here. Let's see which drivers are able to save their tires. If we have a long green flag run here, who's able to save their tires the best? Because on that last run, after 36 laps, a lot of drivers were already getting into the low 36s. A lot of these drivers' quickest laps are low 34s, so they were running around 2 seconds slower at the end of that run than they were at the beginning of the run after 36 laps. So we're going to see how much these drivers' tires fall off and who saves their tires for the end of the run and who uses them up at the beginning of the run. Last time by, it looked like the quickest was the front 2 of Myers and Hill, both running in the 34.2s that last time by. As the front 4 continues to pull away from the number 8 of DeWeese. back of this pack has calmed down for the most part, as Hassler is trying to maybe get past the number 74 of Jennett and applying the pressure the last couple of laps, not able to quite make the move yet in that number 25 machine. Now you see the 74 of Jennett. Just had a pretty decent run so far, running in the top 10 the whole race so far, even as high up as 6th earlier in the run. Hassler's fallen back a little bit, maybe hurt his tires on that last move a little bit, maybe trying to cool him down for a second, maybe try to approach him again in the number 25 machine. As Knopf has been catching up to the 46 of Simmons the last couple of laps as well. Back of this pack. Just having some good battles back here. As the front twos now beginning to separate from the other two in the front four. Myers and Hill beginning to separate themselves from Love and Ballou. Hill is running Myers a lot closer than Myers was running Hill earlier on in the race. Myers was sitting around a half second back the whole time. Hill right now is only 2/10 behind his teammate Myers. So the pressure is there for the number 99 to try to get back into the race lead. Had a decent run going into the corner there. Thought better of it, the number 99, as he backed down a little early in the corner. Kyle Myers out there leading laps, looking to get another victory on the season, looking to get himself into the playoffs. Of course, this is not a win in your end system, as he already does have a win on the season. It's based purely on points, but he's just outside the playoffs coming into this race, 11th in the point standings, the driver of the number 81 machine. Oh, Myers gets very loose in 1 and 2. That opens up the door for Hill. And Hill's going to pass him on the inside. Myers almost getting the wall off the corner. Can Hill clear him going into the corner of 3 and 4? He will. And now here comes Love to the inside. He might send it into 3 and 4. He's down low on his teammate. Can he clear him? He slides up a little bit, the number 28. Myers might be able to hang on to the spot for now. He will. Christopher Hill is back in the race lead once again. And I was just saying that. He was applying that pressure, trying to get the race lead. Myers knew he was there, knew he was not too far behind him. He knew if he made one little mistake, Hill was going to pass him. And that is what happened. Myers making a slight mistake in 1 and 2, just getting a little loose. And that's all it took for Hill to make the pass on the inside. Little over 100 laps remaining here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Christopher Hill trying to pull away from Kyle Myers just a little bit. Last time by, it was a little over a 10th quicker than second place Kyle Myers. Hassler is still all over Jennett, trying to make the pass on the 74. Has still been unable to make that pass, trying to get into the 8th spot. Corey Hassler. Jamie Knopf and Daniel Simmons getting a little closer still. Knopf continues to close down on the number 46. And you see the 48 of Jamie Knopf. He's been catching up to Simmons just a little bit each lap, trying to get to his bumper. The last time by, he was actually a little bit slower than Simmons. Continues to try to chomp at that gap there to get up into the 6th position. If he's able to get up there, it would just continue the trend of what he's done all season. Just kept quiet throughout most of the race, and as the race goes on, just gets more and more speed as he figures out the track more and more. Not missing anything at the front, as the front four have kind of all have their little gaps at this point, a couple of truck lengths apart, each of those drivers. Daniel Simmons here, still hanging on to this 6th spot, as Knopf almost gets into the back of what looked to be Robert Anderson in the number 47 machine off the corner. Very close right there for the 48 machine. Lost a little bit of time to the 46 because of that. And another close call off the corner with Anderson on the high side. Coming off turns 1 and 2, it looked like Wesley Jennett and Corey Hassler almost got into him off the corner. Very close racing back there. But with all that happening, Hassler did lose a decent amount of time to Jennett, around a half second. Checking the times at the line that last time by. It looked like Tanner Love was actually the quickest on the racetrack, just by a little bit, a couple of thousandths quicker than his teammate Christopher Hill. Like the slowest actually was Rick Webb, running in the 11th position right now. Ran a 36 flat that last time by. Hill leading the field around a half second in front of his teammate Kyle Myers, as Tanner Love is beginning to catch up to Myers the last few laps, the number 28 machine. I was mentioning it underneath the caution that at the beginning of the race he started 13th and drove himself up from 13th to 3rd in the first 20 laps of the race. So when he got up to that top 3, his tires were already a little worn out at that point, at least more worn out than Myers and Hill. So I was interested to see how well he would do on this run with equal tires to his teammates Myers and Hill. And right now it hasn't been a huge difference, but he's been catching up to Myers the last few laps. And he's actually been a little quicker than Hill the last few laps as well. We'll have to see if that trend continues throughout this run. Can Love make those tires last a little longer than his 2 teammates and get that first victory of the season possibly here today, as we're not too far from halfway. Not missing any battles on the racetrack. Hassler has gotten back up to Jennett and is trying to maybe make the pass here. Not too far behind him, only around a truck length back, heading into 3 and 4. All over the 74 coming off the corner, and gets very loose, the 25 of Hassler. You see the 8 Braxton Luis riding in the 5th spot. Running a decent race so far, running a good pace compared to a lot of these other drivers. Last time by was actually the 4th quickest on the racetrack, quicker than the driver in front of him, Channing Ballou. Channing's around 3 seconds in front of him though at the moment in that 4th position. There you see the number 9 right there. Running around a 1.5 seconds back of Tanner Love, has fallen back since the beginning of the run, because the front 4 pulled away pretty quickly at the beginning of this run. Ballou keeping up in that number 9 machine and has fallen back the last 5 or 10 laps. Around a 1.5 seconds back of the front 3. There you see the front 3 right there. Hill, Myers, and Love, drivers of Legacy Esports, up there in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd spot. Channing Ballou running in the 4th position in the number 9 machine, and Braxton DeWeese rounding out their top 5. These drivers' tires have already fallen off a decent amount here on this run. Around 24 laps into this run at the moment. And these drivers are already running almost a 1.5 seconds slower than they were at the beginning of the run. I said since the beginning of this race, tires are going to be really huge at a track like this, Worldwide Technology Raceway. Track really dependent on long-lasting tires, just because long straightaways and very tight corners, a lot of brake you have to use at this racetrack. And it's also kind of just a one-lane racetrack. In turns 1 and 2, the middle lane is the quickest lane, and in 3 and 4, it's the inside. You can make passes on the high side, but it's very difficult in 3 and 4 to make passes on the high side, and 1 and 2 to make passes on the inside. It's very difficult at a track like this. That's why when you have those fresh tires, you want to make those passes at that point in the race. On these old tires, it's so hard to make a pass unless you kind of just send it into the corner and hope that you clear the guy or the other driver makes the mistake. And this front three, Tanner Love, the quickest out of the 3 drivers once again in that 3rd spot. Every time he catches up a little bit to these drivers, he kind of loses a little bit of time. Last time by, all 3 of them almost running equal lap times, very close in lap times, all running in the 35.5s. So everyone else in the field is a couple of tenths slower than these 3 drivers here. Should be getting pit stops, I'm thinking, in around maybe 15 to 20 laps, I'm guessing, in this run, as long as we wouldn't get a caution. If we would get a caution right now, I think that would make things really interesting to see which drivers would decide to take tires and which drivers would decide to take the risk and think maybe there's more cautions that come out at the end of the race. Almost 30 laps into this run here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Number 99 of Christopher Hill is still leading the field here. Kyle Myers in 2nd, Love in 3rd, Ballou in 4th, Braxton DeWeese in 5th. Because we're going to send it to a quick side-by-side here.
Welcome to IndyCars, and today we're excited to present another IndyCar event brought to you by the Dark Horse IndyCar Series. From the Unzers to Mears, Foyt, and Andretti, now it's Corley, Peterson, Davies, Gardner, and Teague. You can expect high speeds, incredible wheel-to-wheel action, and intense drama that you could only get in an IndyCar. So sit back and enjoy your favorite drivers from all over the world take the track. Dark Horse IndyCar drivers, start your engine.
Hello and welcome back here to Worldwide Technology Raceway for the Reaper Speedlab Truck Series. Haven't really missed too much. Christopher Hill still leading the field, as Myers is around a little over half second back. Love has fallen back the last few laps. A little over a second back of both Myers and Hill. Blue around 3.5 seconds back of Love and Braxton DeWeese running in the 5th spot. Around 2.5 seconds back of him. Closest drivers we have on the racetrack right now is Corey Hassler, Wesley Jeanette, and Chuck Waldrip running in 8th, 9th, and 10th. Waldrop's been catching both of these drivers the last few laps, running in that 10th spot. Have to see what he can do with these drivers as he's fast approaching. To the inside, these drivers go of it looks to be Robert Anderson in the number 47 machine on the high side. Looks like Matt Knight actually might be on pit lane at the moment, driver the number 33 machine. First taker for pit stops on this run, it's looking like. Do we see the dominoes fall at this point in the race? Do we see more drivers come down pit lane right now? I was thinking we'd see drivers come closer to lap 40, maybe even a little after lap 40 on this run. Let's see who else decides to come down pit lane here soon. As Hill continues to pull away, been pulling away around a 10th a lap the last few laps on Kyle Myers, a little over a second now at this point in front of Kyle Myers. I think that's his biggest lead of the race, as Kyle Myers has kept in tow pretty much with him since the drop of the green flag. And you see Kyle Myers' onboard camera. Last time by, almost 2/10 slower than race leader Christopher Hill. But Christopher Hill looked like he made a mistake in turns 1 and 2 that last time by. Lost a little bit of time. And Myers caught up just a little bit this lap, it looks like. Right now, these drivers almost running in their 36 time bracket. And last time by, Myers is actually 3/10 quicker than Hill. And he's continuing to chomp at that lead here. All of a sudden, here comes Matt Knight in the number 33 machine on those fresh tires. Currently 2 laps down, trying to get one of those laps back the old-fashioned way. There you see him, making a rare appearance here. I think he was thinking that he'd let these drivers battle it out there. Just hanging out behind Myers in the 81 machine, maybe watching his line, trying to learn what line he is running, maybe to improve his own speed. Here he comes to the inside of the 81 of Myers. Here's an onboard look at Matt Knight, driver of the number 33 machine. He's running right outside the top 10 before making that pit stop. Still no other takers yet on pit lane on this run, as they're running currently at almost 40 laps. 40 laps into this run at this point. Saw Knight make the pass on Myers, trying to get one of those laps back now to put himself only 1 lap down, right behind Christopher Hill. They're actually going to be approaching, it looks like a lap car of Troy Hutchison. He might end up going a lap down here momentarily. Actually, no, that's Robert Schitt, actually, just in front of him. Hutchison isn't too far in front of him as well, along with Shane Wolf and Rick Webb. Here comes the number 33 of Knight, going to make the pass on the number 99 of Hill. And get one of those 2 laps back here in turns 3 and 4. As they're now approaching number 73 of Robert Shin. damage to that front end from his incident earlier. And as he gets into the wall right there, trying to maybe make room, number 73 gets very hard and gets into the outside wall very hard. A lot of right side damage to that 73 machine who already had front end damage. You hate to see it. As we are now halfway here at Worldwide Technology Raceway for the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200. Myers has closed the gap just a little bit on Hill. These drivers running outrageous laps compared to the rest of the field. Christopher Hill and Kyle Myers currently running a half second plus quicker than the whole field right now. Really putting down a good run right now. Myers trying to get back up to Hill as they're approaching these lap drivers in front of him. Shane Wolf just came down pit lane. That's the second taker on pit road. James Shane Wolf, driver the number 72. Robert Shin now pulls on pit lane as well. Two drivers near the back of the field running 13th and 14th. Coming down pit lane, the 72 and the 73. And there you see the 73 pull down into his pit box. Here you see the number 28, Tanner Love, as he's really trying to get back up to his two teammates, putting down some decent lap times, a little quicker than his two teammates, but right now, 2 seconds back of those drivers. When do we see the first one of these race leaders come down pit lane? Currently, they're 45 laps into this run. How much longer do they have? How many more laps do they have in the tank? And how many more laps are they willing to stay out on those old tires? Do we see some form of crazy strategy? Maybe a driver staying out as long as he possibly can to maybe try to hope that a caution comes out so he can hang on to that race lead. We'll have to see what happens here. As Hill is approaching these lap drivers here, we'll have to see if Myers is able to make a move while this is going on here at the front. Hill making the move on Hutchison, coming past the start-finish line. Should be able to get past him in turns 1 and 2. The 18's just going to move over, it looks like, for Hill. No, he's not. He's actually going to fight back on the outside a little bit, which is actually going to hurt Myers more than it's going to hurt Hill. Myers gets off the corner awfully slow behind number 18. Now he's going to have to dive to the inside and clear him on the back straightaway. He lost a little time to Hill actually there. Rick Webb going to get out of the way of the number 99 machine. Webb is going to hurt the exit of Myers here as well. Myers is actually losing a lot of time to Hill right here with these lap cars. Little over a second back. Matt Knight slow on the outside. Not sure what happened there to the 33 machine, but very slow on the high side was Matt Knight. Coming out of turns 1 and 2, almost contact with the race leaders. Christopher Hill maintaining around that half-second gap between himself and the 81 of Myers. Myers cut it down a little bit that last time by around 1/10.5, trying to get to that number 99 machine. Christopher Hill sees Shane Wolf out in front of him, and Shane Wolf is on those fresh tires, currently only 1 lap down. He has made his pit stop. Waiting to see when these other drivers might come down pit lane. Some various strategies going on in this race right now when it comes to pit road and the way they're taking care of their tires. Hill and Myers just kind of waited it out the beginning portion of that run. When Myers had Hill to his inside, and he realized that Hill was probably going to get past him in that moment. He just backed off and fell behind him to take it easy on those tires. These drivers have taken it easy on these tires this whole run here until the very end. It's really shown as they're continuing to pull away from the rest of the field. Love has been the only one able to somewhat keep intact, a little over 2 seconds back of this front two. But Channing Ballou is around 8 seconds back right now of these front two drivers. While Braxton DeWeese is around 12 seconds back, and Daniel Simmons is around 15 seconds back. So these two drivers are putting on a great pace right now. Right now, the closest battle we have on the racetrack is actually right here for the race lead. Myers and Hill. Hassler is still not too far behind Jennett, but has just been unable to make the move, able to get close enough to that number 74 to make that move. Myers keeping around this half-second gap, a little under a half-second at the moment, actually. A little quicker that last time by than Hill. At this point, I'm really thinking that these drivers might try to really push it as long as they can and maybe try to make this a one-stop strategy for the remainder of the race, because at this point they've ran 53 laps under this tank of fuel. Almost 73 laps. There's almost 70 laps remaining in the race. Couple more laps, if they're able to go maybe 7 or 8 more laps, they might be able to push it and make it to the finish of this race on just one more stop. I really think that's the game plan at this point, is to maybe make it a 60 lap stint. I was really thinking that these drivers can make it maybe 45, 50 if they really pushed it. I must have been a little mistaken on the fuel tanks here, how much they can get out of them. Front drivers have kind of stayed the same throughout the race and throughout the run. Hill, Myers, and Love have been the front three pretty much the whole race. Ballou has been right there in that 4th spot most of the race. Braxton DeWeese has been around 5th position most of the race, in the top 5 right now, running 5th, having a good race. And someone looks like they had blown a motor on the inside. Oh, wow. Looks like someone is up in smoke, and it's the number 25, actually, of Corey Hassler. I was talking about him a few moments ago, trying to get past the number 74 of Jennett. He's been right behind Jennett pretty much this whole entire run, trying to make a pass. And now his race has gone up in smoke. Was running in the top 10, running in the 9th spot to be exact, right before this happened. Gonna get a replay here on the incident here with the number 25 of Corey Hassler. Could have actually probably got a caution for this incident. Gets sideways off the corner, goes spinning into the inside and hits the inside wall, blows up the engine, pulls right back onto the track, and that's probably the end of his day. The driver of the number 25 machine, most likely looking at a 16th place finish here tonight, with just over 60 laps remaining in the race. Hate to see it for Hassler. Hassler seemed like he had a lot of speed on the short run and actually made it work on the longer run this last time by. Was just unable to get close enough to that 74 to make a move on him. Didn't miss anything at the front when that was going on. Myers fell back actually a little bit. There you see Tanner Love around 2.5 seconds back of those front two drivers. Here it looks like Channing Ballou getting pressure from the 73 of Robert Shin, who's actually a couple of laps down after coming down pit lane. Getting really close to that mark I was talking about that they need to make it to make it to the end of the race and just one more stop. Can they make it? They just have to drive, it looks like 4 or 5 more laps at this point on this tank of fuel, and they can make it on one more stop. At that point, they're also really going to be saving their tires if some cautions decide to come out at the end of this race. They'll be able to get those 4 fresh Goodyears and really put on a show at the end of this race. You see Christopher Hill right there, and when Christopher Hill pulls away a little bit, Myers catches up a little bit. They just keep on going back and forth. That last time by, Hill was actually a little bit quicker, but this time by, it looks like Myers is probably going to be a little bit quicker. It looks like we might have a taker on pit road here. It looks like the 74 of Wesley Jennett is coming down pit road, not quite able to make it to the mark I was talking about. Might not be able to make it the rest of the way on this tank of fuel here. Come down and take 4 tires and fill up the tank. And you're watching the race leaders to see if they might come down pit road here momentarily. They still come down. They still pass by pit road. 63 laps remaining, coming to 62 laps to go this time by. As they get past the lap car of Robert Anderson once again. Anderson 5 laps down at the moment in the 15th position, as he just actually passed Corey Hassler for 15th, as Hassler is continuing to get the repairs on his front end to maybe try to get back out there and make some laps. And here comes the race leaders. Christopher Hill, Kyle Myers going to make this pit stop with 62 laps to go. They're currently 61 laps into this run. This is going to be very close on fuel. They might be able to just make it the rest of the way. Here comes Tanner Love as well, coming down pit lane. Wow. We'll have to see once again what happens here on pit lane, just like the stage break. If you remember on the stage break, Christopher Hill overshot his box and Myers got out first. This time by, Hill took it in a little bit slower than Myers, making sure he got into his box okay. That should be able to get him out first still. But does Myers have the momentum coming out of pit road, able to clear the 99 going into the corner? We'll have to see, as Hill will be able to get out comfortably in first here. Good pit stop for that from that number 99 crew. Jamie Knopf currently in the race lead, as he looks like he was the only driver that did not come down pit lane that last time by. And I like this strategy from Jamie Knopf because, first of all, I've noticed the drivers that end up staying out an extra lap or two end up having a lot more speed at the end of the run consistently, as Knopf is now coming down pit road. And I mentioned these drivers came down pit road 61 laps into their run with 62 laps to go. So it was going to be right on the edge of making it. They would have to save just enough fuel to make it to the finish. Jamie Knopf can make it to the finish comfortably in that number 48 machine. Doesn't really have to worry about saving fuel at all. Might be the only driver in the field not worried about at least saving a little bit of fuel. Christopher Hill able to come out of pit road with the biggest lead he's had of the race. A 1.5 second advantage over Kyle Myers. And these drivers are around 5.5 seconds in front of Tanner Love and way out in front of Braxton DeWeese as well. Very good pit stops from these drivers, and most of the rest of the field really struggled coming in and coming out of pit road and lost a decent amount of time. That being Tanner Love on back in the field. Tanner Love currently 7 seconds back of Christopher Hill, and Braxton DeWeese 22 seconds back of the race leader, as he's actually battling it out with Daniel Simmons at the moment for that 4th position. Simmons is going to make the pass on Braxton DeWeese right here. Put Daniel Simmons up to 4th, the driver of the number 46 machine. Can he now pull away from Braxton DeWeese here? Daniel Simmons. This is the closest battle we have on the racetrack. Now Braxton DeWeese goes to the inside of Daniel Simmons. Just trying to make the move and get that spot back for 4th. 34.8 here. Braxton DeWeese trying to get past Daniel Simmons here. All over his bumper right now. Braxton DeWeese seemed like he had more speed than Daniel Simmons on that last run, was catching up to him a little bit. He was running in 5th before that last pit stop, had a better pit stop than the 46 crew. And it's all over Simmons. These drivers also have to make sure that they don't use up too much fuel, and they're able to make it to the finish of this race, as Braxton actually loses a lot of time in 3 and 4 right there. And it looks like actually Channing Ballou might have gotten a penalty actually coming down pit lane, because he actually fell down a lap, the driver of the number 9 machine. There you see him. That's actually not in 4th position. Channing Ballou has been running in 4th pretty much this whole race. Looked like he had gotten a penalty underneath that last pit stop and lost a lot of time, actually fell down a lap. And if the caution would come out right now, he actually would not be the lucky dog at the moment, as there's a lot of drivers a lap down in front of him. There's only currently 7 drivers on the lead lap, as Jamie Knopf might go a lap down momentarily, which would make it only 6 drivers on the lead lap at the moment. You see Braxton DeWeese is falling back a little bit from Daniel Simmons here. Around 2 truck lengths back of the number 46 machine. So he's able to get back up there and get himself back into that 4th position. Myers is still really close to Hill. Can he make something happen? He's gotten back up to him. If you remember at the end, after those pit stops, he was around a 1.5 seconds back of race leader Christopher Hill. Now he's only a 0.5 second back of his teammate Christopher Hill. Is he able to get close enough and maybe able to make a move on his teammate in the 99? I feel like track position's really big right now. It's so hard to make a pass here once your tires are pretty worn out, unless you have a clear advantage. And you see our race leaders coming out of turns 3 and 4. Just over 50 laps remaining here in the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Myers keeping in tow and is just chomping at that lead a little bit at a time. That last time by was a little less than a 1/10 quicker than race leader Christopher Hill. Just under a 0.5 second at this point behind Hill. Can he get up there and make a move? We've seen this all day between these 2 drivers. Myers has been stalking him most of the day, but just has not been able to get close enough to make a move on Hill. The one time he took the race lead from Hill during the race was underneath the stage brake, as he was able to get out of pit road first. Led the race for around 15 laps, and then Hill came back around on the inside in turns 1 and 2 and has not looked back since. Has held on to the race lead since that moment, if you exclude the laps during the pit window. Check their speeds at the line this time by. Looks like Christopher Hill with a 34.82 and Myers with a 34.88, so a little bit quicker of a lap time for the number 99 of Hill. Myers not too far behind him in pace though, and Tanner Lovell not too far behind both of them, but those 3 drivers once again are around a 0.5 second quicker than the rest of the field. These drivers are going to probably approach some lap cars once again here pretty soon, that being Hill and Myers. We have Jamie Knopf not too far in front of him. Knopf's putting down some pretty decent lap times though, only around a 1/10.5 slower than the race leaders. But in front of him you have Robert Shin in the number 73 machine. Then you have Wesley Jennett in the number 74, who's fallen off a little bit the last couple of laps in that 74 machine, which 74 was one of the first few takers on pit lane during those pit stops. Came in around 3 laps before some of these other drivers, and most likely will not be able to make it the rest of the way on this tank of fuel. But we'll have to see how it works out for that 74 machine. Last time by, Hill and Myers ran identical lap times. And Love pretty much ran the same lap time as well. They all ran 34.90s. They were all separated by only 5 thousandths of a second, those 3 drivers. So they're on the same pace at the moment. And you see Wesley Jennett as Jamie Knopf is approaching very quickly, ran around a half second quicker than last time by. The leaders are not too far behind, and there you see the leaders right behind them on the back straightaway, the 99 and the 81, so they need to get them moving. Up peeking to the outside of the 74, looking to make a move. Jennett's going to try to block that move on the straightaway, isn't fully committed to that yet. Now Knopf's going to go to the inside. 74 of Jennett sends it into the corner. That's really going to open up the door for Knopf. Knopf's going to get that pass and clear him coming out of the corner. Knopf up to the 6th spot. Wesley Jennett back to 7th. Jennett, the last driver on the lead lap, as Christopher Hill and Kyle Myers are fast approaching. Not too far in front of Knopf, you have Braxton DeWeese around a second out in front. And then Daniel Simmons around a half second in front of him. So this could get interesting for these race leaders here in the closing laps, as they're going to have to try to pass these drivers who are battling amongst themselves at the moment. That being Daniel Simmons, Braxton DeWeese, and Jamie Knopf. Because Knopf is catching both of them right now. Jennett goes to the inside. That's going to force the leaders to the outside. A difficult move there. That's really going to help Myers right there. Myers is now right there on Hill. Hill really sends it into turns 1 and 2. Had a great line able to run. Myers had a little more difficult of a line, but he's still going to be able to be right there. Just under 0.3 of a second coming off the corner right there, Kyle Myers. They're going to pass Matt Knight, it looks like, on the inside here, as Jamie Knopf has gotten to the back bumper of Braxton DeWeese. What is the 48 of Jamie Knopf able to do? Able to get up there into the top 5 possibly here. With the race leaders right behind him. He's going to send it into turns 1 and 2. He's on the inside of Braxton DeWeese. Almost gets him in the quarter panel. Very close racing there. A lot of smoke on the racetrack. It looks like Robert Anderson's actually blown up in front of these drivers. He is out of the way, though. No caution. These drivers continue to battle. Here goes Christopher Hill to the inside of Jamie Knopf to put him a lap down. Robert Anderson all the way on the inside of the racetrack. Very close call for the leaders right there. Daniel Simmons and Braxton DeWeese continue to battle. Braxton DeWeese on the high side of Daniel Simmons as Hill finally clears Knopf. Simmons and DeWeese battling it out in the corner. DeWeese almost getting into the wall. Gets a great run off the corner. Phenomenal turns 1 and 2 from Braxton DeWeese. Had a great run off the corner. And he'll clear Daniel Simmons. And Christopher Hill getting forced to the outside. Daniel Simmons not going to give up the spot. Not going to give him the lane. Rick Webb almost spinning in front of these drivers. This is getting crazy here in the last 50 laps. Braxton DeWeese leading this group of drivers in the 4th spot. Daniel Simmons in 5th, and then the 2 race leaders right behind him of Christopher Hill and Kyle Myers. Daniel Simmons gets off the corner very good, very well for the 46. And the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese had really struggled off that corner. He'll move out of the way of the race leaders. Now Daniel Simmons is in front of the race leaders. What does he do at this point now with no Braxton DeWeese to battle at the moment? Christopher Hill right behind him. Daniel Simmons going to hold his line for now. He's going to make Christopher Hill and Kyle Myers go around him. Simmons running a very good race to this point. Hill passes him to the inside. Simmons makes space for Myers. Simmons going to get the run off the corner, and this is going to hurt Myers and hurt his time to the race leader, Christopher Hill. He's going to lose a little bit of time here on the front straightaway. A difficult line on the inside in turns 1 and 2. Myers able to clear Simmons. And now Simmons is going to go back to possibly battling with Braxton DeWeese for that lucky dog position at this point. There's only 3 drivers on the lead lap, all 3 part of Legacy Esports, that being Christopher Hill in first, Kyle Myers right behind him in second, and then around 3.5 seconds back of those two is Tanner Love. That battle for the lucky dog position is going to be very crucial if a late race caution would to come out. Daniel Simmons currently in the lucky dog spot, but Braxton DeWeese wants it. As Braxton's going to dive it in to 3 and 4 and try to take over the 4th spot from Simmons. Sends it into the corner. He will clear Simmons. Simmons will fall in behind him. Good move from the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese. Move himself into the 4th position. Now he's really hoping that a caution comes out, that way he can get his lap back and possibly compete with those Legacy Esport drivers. Just under 40 laps remaining. Most of the field should be able to make it on fuel, but it will be very close. The only driver that's 100% sure to make it to the finish is that 48 of Jamie Knopf. Battle continues for the 4th place position, aka the lucky dog spot for the remainder of this race possibly. This Knopf is now going to try to make a move on Simmons on the back straightaway. Braxton DeWeese might be able to gap these two with this happening. Knopf going to go to the inside in 3 and 4, and he sends it into the corner. And he will clear the number 46 of Simmons in 3 and 4. Now sets his sights on the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese. Not missing anything at the front with our 2 race leaders. They're beginning to pull away from these drivers. Hill's trying to gap Myers, has pulled away a couple of hundredths the last few laps, but other than that, really hasn't been able to gap him all that much. Around 4/10 in front of Myers, and Hill really struggled in 3 and 4 right there, and Myers is going to be all over his bumper coming off the corner. This is the closest Myers, I think, has been this whole run. Hill taking it very easy in 3 and 4, and that's opened the door for Myers. Myers right there behind him within a truck length now of Christopher Hill. Does he have the potential to make a move here late in the race? And this is where we saw him make up a lot of time that last time by. Hill was not able to get through turns 3 and 4 very well last time. And here comes the 81 of Myers. Able to close at that gap just a little bit more there in 3 and 4. Not close enough to make a move though. As you see, Jamie Knopf and Daniel Simmons continue to battle back there. Knopf will clear Simmons. Myers putting the pressure on the 99 of Hill. Myers gets off 1 and 2. Very slow that time. Got a little loose, slid up the racetrack, almost got into the wall, it almost looked like as well. Not the greatest exit for the number 81 of Myers as he gets back into it in 3 and 4. Very strong 3 and 4 from the 81, able to catch up a little bit, make up a little bit what he lost in turns 1 and 2. That last time by, Hill was a 10th quicker than his teammate Myers. At this point in the race, this is most likely the battle for the win unless we were to get a late race caution here. And if we were able to get a late race caution, the battle is still on for that lucky dog spot. But here comes Myers. Myers once again very close going through turns 3 and 4. That seems to be his strong point on the racetrack, the number 81. The 81 seems to be a little faster in 3 and 4 as the 99 is a little faster in turns 1 and 2. I see the exit of the corner here for Hill and Myers. Myers actually got through turns 1 and 2 very strong that time compared to Hill. This is probably the closest he's been going into 3 and 4. Can he make something happen here? He's right there, but just not quite able to make a move. As you see Knopf battling it out with, it looks like Jennett. Jennett on those fresh tires and 2 laps down, so that battle is not for position. Jennett trying to get one of those 2 laps back in that 74 machine. Myers losing a little bit of time there off turns 1 and 2. Last few laps, Simmons has been catching back up to Braxton DeWeese. Maybe he can get back into that lucky dog position. Those are our 2 best battles on the racetrack, the one for the race lead and the one for 4th between DeWeese and Simmons. And they're right there on the same screen. Those 2 white vehicles right behind them is DeWeese and Simmons. Myers continues to put pressure on Hill. Hill is like the Iceman right now. He just looks chill out there in the race lead. Just under 30 laps remaining now here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Is Myers able to get close enough to make a move? We've seen him get pretty close, but not close enough to make a move going into one of these corners. Hill has around a 3/10 advantage, only a couple truck lengths in front of his teammate Myers. These two have been inseparable all race long. The farthest these 2 drivers have been apart this whole race has been a 1.5 seconds. The battle for the 4th spot is kind of separated a little bit the last lap or 2. It looked like Simmons lost a little bit of time, especially that last time by, battling with Jennett, who's trying to get one of those laps back the old-fashioned way. This battle for the lead continues. Myers continues to put pressure on as they are approaching the lap car of Corey Hassler, who's way off the pace with all that damage. Finally came back on the racetrack after blowing his motor. So he'll probably just get out of the way of the race leaders here as he moves to the high side, forcing these drivers to the inside lane. Let's see how it affects their run off the corner. It looks like they're both able to get off the corner pretty good right there. They're not too far behind the number 18 of Troy Hutchison. Troy Hutchison currently the last driver 1 lap down in that number 18 machine, running in 9th. And you see Helen Myers. It's been just inseparable. It's been amazing how well these 2 have done and how close they've been. It's just the drop of the green flag. Hill just seems to be a little bit stronger than the number 81 machine, but it's been very close all race long. But underneath this run, Myers seems to have figured something out a little bit because he seems a little stronger at the moment, but just not quite able to get to the number 99 to make a pass. Right there is where Myers has just been making up a lot of speed, is right there in 3 and 4. It just seems to be super strong, able to stick his truck to the bottom in 3 and 4 so well, and able to get a decent amount of speed coming out of the corner too. The number 81 machine of Kyle Myers. Last time by, Myers was around a 1/2 tenth quicker than Hill. These drivers have been kind of going back and forth on the times. Myers is able to get close enough. How is he able to make the move? How aggressive does he get? How defensive does the 99 get? These 2 are teammates. Hill looking to get his 3rd win of the season, and Myers looking to get his 2nd win of the season. Then you have Tanner Love back in the third spot, around 4 seconds back of these two drivers. If this stuff goes sideways right here, does Tanner Love pick up the pieces and get his first victory of the season? We'll have to see. Just over 20 laps remain here at Worldwide Technology Raceway for the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200. Reaper Speedlab Truck Series race number 14. We have the moment here. Next week, I would like to say we're going to a phenomenal racetrack. It should be a lot of fun. We're going to Sonoma Raceway, Sears Point, and Finion. Has a lot of different names it's had over the years. And that should be a lot of fun. It'll be actually the first trip for this series this season, other than Circuit of the Americas earlier on in the season, the first broadcasted race for the Reaper Speedlab Truck Series on the road course this season. So that'll be the first time a lot of you will be able to see these drivers on a road course, and we'll be able to see who comes out on top at a classic place like Sonoma. That should be a lot of fun up in Northern California, up in wine country. Gotta finish this one out first, though, as 20 laps are going to be remaining as they pass the start-finish line, this time by Christopher Hill. Still in the race lead. Myers has just been stalking him so close. He's right there, just not quite close enough to even touch his bumper, just right out of the range, the number 81 machine. I'm thinking the way that Myers has been driving this run, he might fall off a little bit at the end of this run, so I feel like the sooner is the better for him to get past this number 99 machine. The quicker you can get past him, the better. And then at that point, just be very defensive and try to hang on to that race lead if your tires do fall off. Hill's been just hanging out in the race lead, hasn't really had to make any defensive moves on the number 81 machine, as the 81's been trying to get to his bumper, trying to maybe make a move on him, trying to get close enough to make that move. Myers has been just so quick through turns 3 and 4. He's around a truck length back coming out of the corner. Hill's been just so strong coming out of the corner. That's been his strong point, really, on both sides of the racetrack, honestly. Hill's been a little faster in 1 and 2. Myers has been a little faster in 3 and 4, but coming out of both corners, Hill has just been able to get to the gas and get to speed quicker, which has been pretty much the main reason why Myers has not been able to get close enough to make a move. Because you kind of need to be close enough on the entrance of that corner to either dive it in or be already on the inside on the back straightaway. You need to have a good run off of the corner. Hill's been able to get the phenomenal runs off of these corners and able to gap Myers. Last 2 times by, he actually pulled away a little bit, a couple of tenths actually on Myers the last 2 laps. Myers get back to his bumper. They're approaching the number 18 of Hutchison here momentarily. There you see the orange number 18 right there in front of him. Hutchison currently running in the 9th spot, the last driver 1 lap down. Does Hutchison move out of the way, or does he maybe fight back a little bit here in the closing laps? They come into turns 1 and 2, and it looks like the 18 will move out of the way, move to the inside. Oh, Hill did not get into the corner very strong on the inside. Lost some speed, but he'll find a lot of speed off the corner, and Myers not able to get off the corner well at all. Myers was able to gain some time on the entry to the corner, was actually next to him for a moment, but on the exit was not able to get any speed, with having the number 18 of Hutchison to his outside still coming out of the corner. "15 laps remaining here at Worldwide Technology Raceway." Who is able to snag the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200 here tonight? Is it the 99 of Hill, or is it the 81 of Myers? Myers continues to put the pressure on. He needs to find a run off one of these corners. He needs to get close enough in one of these corners, then just dedicate a whole corner just to getting the run off the corner to set himself up for the next set of corners. And that should maybe be in turns 1 and 2, because turns 3 and 4, he's just been awfully quick all race long. Myers trying to close that gap back down. Right when he closes it down, Hill pulls away a little bit. These two drivers just continue to go back and forth all race long. Just over 10 laps remaining. Can Myers make it there? Can he get there? Seems to be falling back a little bit these last couple of laps, last 2 or 3 laps. Seems like Hill has had the slight upper hand here. Not missing really anything throughout the field. Deweese is in front of Simmons. Simmons is around a half second back. That's the closest battle on the racetrack. That is for the lucky dog position. And then we have this battle, of course, for the race lead here. Hill and Myers. Myers continues to stay right there within a half second. That time by, once again, they just continue to go back and forth. Hill's quicker for a couple of laps than Myers is quicker. Myers is a little quicker now as he continues to close the gap back down once again. Does he have enough left on those tires to make a move on the number 99 of Hill? Does everyone have enough fuel to make it to the finish? Coming to 10 laps remaining this time by. Coming across the line that time, it looked like Myers was a little bit quicker, around 600ths quicker than race leader Christopher Hill that last time by. Good battle up at the front. Hill has just been able to maintain cool and be calm pretty much this whole race. If you can do 10 more laps, you could pretty much go through this whole race other than maybe overshooting his pit box by that little bit. This race is perfection if he's able to make it through these last few laps. 9 laps remaining. They are approaching the lap car of Hassler once again. Hill goes to the inside, Myers goes to the middle. There goes Hill and Myers. Oh, almost contact there with Hassler for Myers. Close racing there, trying to maybe snag a little bit of draft, a little extra speed down that back straightaway going into the corner. 8 laps now remaining as the battle's on for 4th now. Daniel Simmons on the inside of Braxton Deweese for that lucky dog spot. If a caution were to come out here late, this would be huge. Daniel Simmons and Braxton Deweese battling it out for 4th. Here goes Simmons. He's going to send it into the corner and take away that 4th spot in turns 1 and 2, and he's sideways. He will keep it out of the grass, and no, he's gonna spin it on the back straightaway. It looks like he saves it. Oh man, what a save from the 46 of Simmons. He'll most likely lose out on that 4th spot to Braxton Deweese. So we only have a couple of laps remaining. Oh man, very close call for the 46 of Simmons. And if he spun that out, that could have changed everything. Tanner Love would have been up there with Hill and Myers at that point. Deweese would have gotten his lap back. There most likely would have been a couple of drivers taking waiver rounds. That could have made stuff very crazy for the end of this race. 6 laps remaining here at Worldwide Technology Raceway as Hill leads the race. Myers is just under 2/10 behind that last time by. Myers was around a 10th quicker than Hill. These two continue to go back and forth. Can Myers make the pass on the number 99 machine? Is he able to get close enough to make a move? If he gets close enough, does he maybe even try a bump and run on his teammate? Now they come through turns 3 and 4. It'll be 5 laps to go this time by. They're approaching the lap cars of Rick Webb, and then it looks like Matt Knight not too far in front of him as well. We'll have to see what these drivers do. Do they get out of the way, or do they fight a little bit on the high side? Rick Webb moves to the high lane for the number 99, and Hill will be able to get through the corner okay, but this might affect the exit for the 81 of Myers. Myers gets a little loose off the corner. He'll lose a little bit of time off turns 1 and 2 there to Hill. Now here they come on the number 33 of Knight. Knight moves to the high side for Hill. Hill's going to pass him on the inside, but this one actually helped Myers. Myers is very close to the number 99 of Hill at this point as they're coming into turns 1 and 2. Can Myers get a clean exit to the corner? He will. 4 laps remaining. 3.5 laps to go now. Here's the onboard of Kyle Myers as he tries to catch up to his teammate Hill. Christopher Hill leads the race. Myers right behind him going out of turns 3 and 4. 3 laps to go at the line. Can Myers chomp down the rest of this lead and possibly make a last lap pass? A late race move here on his teammate. Hill slid up a little bit in 1 and 2. He lost a lot of time in the center of the corner. And he won't be that fast coming off the corner as well. This has probably been the closest Myers has been going into 3 and 4. What does he try? Does he try to make a move here? He's peeking his nose to the high side. Can he get up on the high side of the 99 of Hill? He will not right there. Coming to 2 to go at the line. Last time by, the 99 of Hill slid up a little bit in the corner. Gets through that corner a lot cleaner that time by. Myers not able to get the gas down as quick as it looked like as the 99 of Hill. Hill gets a good run off the corner and will gap the 81 just a little bit down the back straightaway. Coming to the white flag, and Hill overdrove the entry to 3 and 4. Myers is going to catch up a little bit right there. And they're going to make it to the white flag, it looks like here. White flag is in the air for Hill. Final lap. Final lap for Christopher Hill here in the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200 here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Coming off turns 1 and 2. He needs a good 3 and 4 here. No mistakes from the 99. He's going to go to victory lane. Here comes Christopher Hill into turns 3 and 4. He's ran pretty much a perfect race all race long. The number 99 of Christopher Hill putting on once again a dominating performance. And he'll get his 3rd win of the season here at Gateway. A great race from these two drivers who I mentioned earlier were inseparable all race long. Christopher Hill and Kyle Myers just put on a phenomenal show. Great performance from these two. Only 3 drivers finishing on the lead lap, that being the Legacy Esport drivers of Hill, Myers, and Love. Love finishing around 9.5 seconds back of these 2 drivers. Braxton DeWeese being the first one lap down in the 4th spot. Good job from DeWeese, able to snag a top 5 here tonight. Daniel Simmons coming home 5th. Jamie Knopf 6th. Chuck Waldrop coming home 7th. Good finish from him. Channing Ballou, after a good run early, finishes 8th. Troy Hutchison 9th. And Wesley Jennett rounding out your top 10 as Christopher Hill is burning it down on the front straightaway here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Phenomenal win from that 99 crew. 3 wins on the season. Great performance. Came into this race 4th in the point standings. The front 3 in the point standings coming into today's race were not here. So this would be a great points day for the 99 Hill. Unfortunately, we're only going to be able to do the one interview here tonight for the race winner. I'll try to pull in our race winner here in a moment. Race winner Christopher Hill. Christopher Hill, Kyle Lawrence up in the booth. Got me?
I got you.
That was a great race, man. Pretty much a perfect race all race long. How did it feel just riding out in front, but you had your teammate Myers right there behind you the whole race? How did that feel, just you two being in your own zone pretty much the whole race?
I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome to have a good, clean race up front, especially with your teammate, you know, someone who you're around all week making the setups. So it's good to have good finishes come down to just you all. And I mean, it was fun. It was a game of cat and mouse. It was right before we went green after that first stage there, we noticed it was we had the opportunity to just cut it in half and one stop it. So it was a game of cat and mouse of who wanted to be up front and burning fuel, and some of us would click off laps, and then he would click off laps while I saved. It was an awesome battle.
With these sort of racetracks, I've noticed with your team, Legacy Esports, these sort of racetracks where they really depend on tires and these long green flag runs, you guys have just been able to put on the show. Only 3 drivers finishing on the lead lap here tonight, and that being all Legacy Esport drivers, you, Myers, and Love. What do you guys got going behind the scenes that just make you so much faster, and you're able to just make your tires last so much longer than a lot of these other drivers?
It's not very often that you get a team like Legacy that has so many good builders on one team that can all put ideas forward, and I mean, it just builds so much grip, raw pace into the cars. I mean, when you have that many resources all going into it, I mean, it's hard not to come out with great products like this.
I was mentioning there in the last couple of laps, the next week we're going to Sonoma. How do you feel about your road course abilities?
You know, on paper I'm not supposed to run well, but my teammates are a little better at road than me. But I mean, like I said just a second ago, we got so many people that can help build. I mean, it's road courses is all rear grip, so I mean, I'm sure we'll show up with a good car. I'll put some laps in, make sure I'm comfortable around the track. We're working on Mid Ohio for Road to Pro, so we're working on our road program right now anyway. So next week will be a good week to show up and test what we got going on. So I think we should be running good.
Before we let you go, anybody you have to thank for your performance out there tonight?
I got to thank Kevin Kirchar, Blackstone Management, everything they do for Legacy Esports, everybody on Legacy Esports for all the work. Thank you to the Mathis family for putting on the special race tonight, and thanks to you all for broadcasting.
Well, we appreciate you, Christopher. Thanks for talking to us. Congratulations on another win, man, and hope to see you again next week at Sonoma, maybe in Victory Lane.
Yep, we'll give it a shot. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Of course. And that was Christopher Hill, our race winner here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. You heard him reference it, the Tammy Mathis Memorial 200. He's able to snag the win in the race of Tammy's honor. Great job and a great honor for him to come down into Victory Lane. As we're going to get the finishing results here. You see Christopher Hill, of course, your race winner. Kyle Myers, second. Tanner Love in third. Braxton DeWeese able to snag a top 5 in that 4th spot, along with Daniel Simmons. Jamie Knock once again proved that he can get speed throughout the day, coming home in 6th. Waldrop with a good run in 7th. Ballou fell back to 8th, unfortunately, and Hutchison and Jeanette round out your top 10. And then on to your final slide, you have Rick Webb, Matt Knight, Robert Shin, Corey Hassler, James Shane Wolf, and Robert Anderson rounding out your field. And then, of course, Dalton Collins, who was actually qualified 2nd, but unfortunately had some issues on the pace lap and didn't even start the race, unfortunately, the driver, the number 85, who started on the outside front row. A great win from Christopher Hill. His 3rd victory of the season. Might be exiting this race with the points lead. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the broadcast here on the Flatout Racing Network, and we hope to see you again next week as we go right and left at Sonoma Raceway, Cedars Point, Infineon, up in wine country. It should be a lot of fun, 40 laps out there. Once again, thank you to everyone who tuned in. Congratulations to Christopher Hill, and have a great night, y'all.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of Flatout Racing Network and may not be for express written consent of Flatout Racing Network and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. Flatout Racing Network would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.